Okay, I'm back. We have the Gambler bass boat this close to being ready to paint. Okay, we've been sanding and priming with a little filling in there and some crack fixing. We found a couple more small ones. But if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it right and do it all, you know. And because little cracks just become big cracks. But basically this one here, we found another one up here. And this one's bad because when all this is carpeted, you can't see it, and water just seeps in there and gets in that wood and stays there. And but this one was tiny. There was no soft spots, so we're good to go. But we have this thing so smooth. Man, it is smooth. I'm talking baby butt smooth. And all I have left to sand is the inside and the bottom. I'm going to do that today, and we're going to squirt it. You know. But all these fittings, you know, the gas pump, the vent, that's the bulge pump exit, these live well exit things, they was a real pain to get out. And I almost just taped around them. And I thought, no, can't do it. You know, if you're going to do a good job and make this look like a brand new boat, this stuff's got to come out, guys. You know, you just get it sanded better and then put them back in. Because I'm going to paint all these fittings. They're aluminum, but they're gold. I'm going to paint all them red. All my trim pieces are going to be red. Then I got a piece of aluminum that goes here. We're going to paint it black. And then my jack plate, I'm going to paint red with my black mercury. See, so it'll be black, red, black. My piece of aluminum that I made for this, you know, to incorporate one of my fish finders, I'm going to paint that red. And I'm going to paint it white first and then put a piece of tape around it. And spray it red and pull my tape off. And I'll have a white ring around it. And basically that's what it's going to be. I got a piece of carpet sample, and I'm going to paint it white, and this carpet will look nice. Now, something else I got to show you. Where did they go? They're messy in here. Where did my paint mask go? Kenny, my cousin, he's done something with it. Hold on. Here they are. Here they is. I got a buddy that does paint masks for me. Basically what we got, instead of buying stickers, which I could have, I got paint masks. Okay? So I can get them the color I want. It's a Gambler bass boat. I'm gonna paint that right there. I'm gonna paint that red. Okay? And I'll put this one on it and paint that one black. So it'll be red with a black outline. Yeah. Then I'm gonna reupholster my seats red and white. and black carpeting in there. And this baby's going to be pretty. White and red. White, red, and black. See, and that's the colors my Mercury's got on it. Except this got some gray. Well, we got gray carpet. Yep. So it'll all match. I think it'll look sharp. No metal flake, nothing. Just all white. Okay. Now, the primer I used is just a urethane primer. Finish one. I got this at Sherwin-Williams, you know, and I like it. Dries quick, sands nice, and looks good. And it's affordable. I ain't gonna say the word cheap, I'm gonna say affordable. It's a urethane primer, urethane high build. Now my paint, I am using a single stage acrylic urethane. Okay, and I'm using single stage because I really don't want to clear coat it. Okay, you know, a lot of times you see stuff and the clear coats went bad, you know, and also I can touch this paint up. See on the bottom where we had to jack it up. Okay, now when I'm working on the bottom, we pull these outside ones out and just leave that one in the center and the two back ones. Okay, now we've been moving them around and it's painted underneath them. When I spray the bottom, I take these outside ones out. When we're working inside the boat, I put them back in just to make it more stable, equal out the load. And I got one there for the front, some cribbing and a jack stands. We put in there when we're working up here. And that's the main thing. Keep them jack stands short and build some cribbing. And takes the wobble out of it. It's pretty solid. I don't really like working underneath the boat when I'm alone, but see, we got some railroad ties over there. And we got some more cribbing we put here in the front. Just for added safety. But my cousin's going to be home from work. And we're going to sand the bottom. He's going to do half, I'm going to do half. I don't really like working down there alone. I'm going to go inside the boat and get all that sanded and ready to paint until he gets here. When he gets here, we're going to blast out the bottom. Okay? And guys, when you wet sand it, I'm going to tell you this little trick. I love these big old sponges. Okay, I sand a little bit, I wipe it off. And this here is just how clean it is after we sponged it off and let it dry. Okay, and it gets all the residue off. You do it, you just wipe it once, turn the sponge over, wipe it again. I'll give you a demonstration. Because there's a trick to this. There's a learning curve. Wring that sponge out real good. And you can use, if you do it like this, your water can get dirty and it'll still clean off your residue. So you put your sponge flat and as you go, kind of roll it. Turn the sponge over. And do it again, and you rinse your sponge. And even though you got dirty water, it'll come out pretty clean. Okay, then we did this in between every coat of primer and everything. You got to use some Prep All Put a lot on a rag to where it's just dripping. Wipe it, and then you take another paper towel, a clean one, and wipe it till it's dry. And go over everything. Okay? Then tack it off with your tack rag, and then paint it. It's ready now. But guys, I'm going to tell you, you got to get all this. Everything's got to be sanded. Everything's got to be smooth. Because even though that trim goes on here, if this ain't a good paintable surface, that's where your trouble will start. And it will migrate. You know, and that's what's going to burn you. Everything. That's why this stuff's got to be taped off, or I mean taken out instead of taped off. You know, and it's a little bit extra work. I mean, them hoses were on here for 30 years. It was not easy to get off. And the way this boat is, it's got like a tub made. And it was not easy to get them hoses off. This one we got through this crack here, I mean, where the vent goes. We got our hand in there and got them hoses off. It was not easy, but in the long run, it'll pay off. You can't skimp. You know what I mean? This is another trim. This boat has so many trims on it where you can lift the motor up. It's got one on the front, and it has 2 foot pedals. I don't know if y'all ever seen a Gambler, but they have foot pedal trims for the motor. One on the engine, one on the throttle handle, and one up front. So no matter where you are, you can adjust the trim. But that's where I'm at, guys. Next time you see it, it's going to be white. And I'll make a video and show you how to do them paint masks. So much better than a sticker. And I'm having him make me some dice. You know, like a 3D dice. You can see the front and 2 sides. And it's 5 and it's 2. I kind of personalize it a little bit. It's going to go on the bottom, and these Gamblers are going to go right here. It had Gambler stickers on these too, but I think that's too much. And I got 4 of these, so I think 2 of them I'm going to put on the trailer fender. You know, and I don't want to gaudy it up too much. I just want pretty much just a white float. You know, white looks expensive. You know, and that's going to look good. And that's what I got for you. All this just came out really good. Here's, it had a crack here. Now these was not, you know, the transom was solid. When the motor was on it, we jumped on it on the end by the prop, you know, and these cracks did not move. I put my finger on it while Kenny was bouncing. It was just in the gel coat. But we dug them out and fixed them right. They're not filled with Bondo. We grinded them bad boys way down. I mean way down. And you can tell where the crack stops. It did not go into the fiberglass. And we're good to go. And it just had, you know, a crack here. We grinded all that stuff down. Filled it. Remember that big old crack that was here? You can't even tell where we patched it. I mean, it looks good. And I've got this bad boy ready to paint. So the next time you see it, it will be white. I can promise you that. I told Kenny today is the day. And he's going to be here in a little bit. We're going to squirt it. So I'll make you a video when it's all dry.